people, back to school means back to reality. Lisa Nkonoki is a life coach and is here to tell you how to get back into your routine, refreshed and ready to go. Hi, Lisa. It's so great to have you
how
here.
Are you, Teresa?
So I guess this is a good time to kind of start over, right?
It is. It's a time to go back to school. First year for some people at college. Sometimes it's a new job. It's always Fashion Week this time of year. We always know
Well, that
Fashion
helps.
Week. That is definitely. So it makes you get into thinking about when you're buying new clothes, new style. It's Jewish New Year. Yom Kippur is coming up. So it's a time to kind of reflect and kind of take some inventory and see what's going on, what works, what doesn't work. I think always with kids and routines or college, you have to think what works and what can I do better, kind of simplify your routine, and what is really your, what's your destination for yourself in life?
And that's what we're going to talk about. Some ways that we can get our life back on track. The first thing you say is to review. Take some inventory.
I think that everybody needs to, well, first of all, I should go and say, we've all been talking about Katie Holmes, and everybody's in awe of her. It's not about the money. It's the fact that she actually obviously made a plan.
Took a stand and said, this is what I'm doing. I'm not wasting my life anymore.
That's right. But she was more calculated than that. She really took an overview of everything, not just for herself, but for her daughter, for the situation, where she needed to be, live, school, all those things. And I think sometimes we wait until things are really critical in our lives, or there's something that happens that we don't want to happen, and then we're forced to deal with it in reactive mode instead of being proactive. So I'm really about the proactive.
And that kind of goes along with reflecting. You have to ask yourself the questions like, what matters in your life? Are you living your dreams? That type of stuff.
Yes. I know I'm going to be 50 in a couple of weeks.
Well, you don't look a day over 25.
Well, the thing is, and thank you, but I think honestly, when you're thinking about it in terms of health, we just had that segment about, how you're looking, how you're feeling. As you're getting older, you also have to really take into some consideration, what is it that you want to be doing for the next 25, 30 years, or will you even make it there if you're not taking care of your health, making sure you're checking in with your doctors, making sure you're checking in with everything that you need to do for yourself. Again, I think that sometimes people are too reactive to things, and this time of year gives us a good time. We want to tell our kids, hey, what's going on at school, what's your homework, what's your goals and objectives. But we need to do the same thing and take some inventory and kind of take an assessment sheet of ourselves. Where are we at? What's our legacy? What are we going to be doing?
All right, and then you mentioned to refocus, and that's something you could do every day?
We could do refocusing every day. I think what happens is that we lose sight of what it is we're doing. Do we make a list? I make a little checklist.
I have a little to-do list every day, I do, right?
Every single day. And I think sometimes those lists can overwhelm us because sometimes they're so long, it feels like it's unattainable. But I think what happens is you have to do the little small things that you know you can attain and be proud of yourself and kind of give yourself a pat on the back. I think too often we're talking about what we didn't get accomplished as opposed to what we did accomplish in our life. And then always take the time to have some gratitude, what worked for us. I mean, I'm thankful every day we can get up, we can drive here safely. Just the different things that we're just not reflecting on, the small things. I think when you think about the hurricanes and the weather that's been going on in the last few days, I mean, can you imagine
you take things for granted,
that you take a lot for granted, that weather and other things like that just can change in a flash. So again, we're the keepsakes. For my birthday, for example, what I did was take pictures of everyone in the last 50 years.
Who touched your life.
That touched my life, and put together a little schematic of like a Time magazine cover. But I think it's good to reflect again and kind of share with people now what matters, what they did to impress or have an impact on your life.
You mentioned write a dream sheet. What is that about?
A dream sheet. I think I've talked about that before here also, where you cut out the pictures. What is it you want? Be specific. Don't say, well, I just want a house. You want a house with 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 fireplaces, 3-car garage. You have to be specific. If you say you want to get married on the ocean, which ocean? Outside on the beach. You need to be very specific about what you want. I think everything you say has a part of your destination of where you're going. And I think if we don't get very clear about what we want, we can't expect other people to know what we want or where we're going.
I like that idea. So just break it down. Have all the details there.
That's it. You have to.
All right. And you say reinvent, get into the groove.
Well, again, that's whether you can do. People always say, well, I don't have the money to go on a vacation. Okay, go sit in the lobby of a 5-star hotel. Take in the scenery. I mean, you can do things that are very cost effective. You can walk on the beach and feel really good and just take in the sounds. I went to the Hamptons with my grandkids and just kind of walked out there and just kind of looked on the beach. You see the shells, you see natural beauty. I think too often we take for granted. I think we have to have a lot of money. And I think working and seeing people like Katie Holmes, like other you know, celebrities. We always are in awe of celebrities' lives, but I think it's the simple things that really make our lives much better.
Right, and you mentioned recharging goes along with the same line. Take the time to just kind of relax, right?
That's it. Relax. You know, go to a spa. I always tell people, listen, there are things that you have to say that you have to do to make yourself better. If it's going to the spa for a facial, and even if you can't afford it, do a mini facial, do a mini massage.
There's lots of options, right?
You know, but I think, you know, I have my Dorothy slippers on.
They're
I
great.
call them Dorothy, my purple shoes. Click your heels. Most of what you have is embodied within yourself.
All right.
And I think too often we look outside of ourselves for the answers, and usually it's within our soul. The soul of ourself, for our authentic selves, is really right here. We just have to take a look and kind of sit down and figure out what's going on.
Yeah. All right, Lisa, that's great advice. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. I always enjoy being here with you.
It's a pleasure. Well, thanks. All right, stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.